Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this channel is all about my journey throughout CRNA school. So today's video is going to be a final C exam update. If you guys are interested, let's get into the nitty gritty. So the last I updated you guys on the C exam was a vlog preparing myself to take the test. I want to say 9 days before the test that I started that vlog, and by the end of that I had gotten a 449. I kind of wanted to go into detail about the scores and about what I've done since and how I've succeeded, but yeah, let's just get into it. So that day, October 30th, I took the exam. The way that my school had the C exam prep structured was incorporating modules in APEX to assign to us every week. So week 1 we did unit 1, or it might have been week 2, like that. So every week we would get a module, and then we'd get password protected exams that we would go over the material that we just covered, so to test us what we just learned. And I actually found it to be quite helpful. I felt like I was able to go through the whole APEX without really feeling overwhelmed. Like, it just separated it week by week, and it just kind of, it was just so structured that you just kind of just do it. But that being said, you have to give it time because each module is fairly long. It would take me the whole week to get through the module. I wouldn't try to do it in a day or two, because at that point you're just cramming. But I was trying to go in depth, trying to go like, understanding the concepts more than just memorizing the concepts. So it was just like, the nitty gritty of it, and I appreciated it. But when I took the exam about week 8 of the semester. At this point, we had only gotten through unit 6, which was the equipment section, and the equipment monitor section, which was fairly long. We had split that one into 2 weeks. So it was just unit 1 through 6. So out of, I want to say there's 12 modules. I want to say there's 12 actual content modules, and then unit 13 is practice exams. Don't quote me on that. I'd have to review it again, but for the most part, they had it scheduled for us to be done with the content by, I want to say it was week 14. So, or week 13. Losing it, guys. It was probably week 14. So I took this test October 30th, about week 8. I had gone through up until unit 6 in depth, and then after that I did rapid reviews, and I did like practice questions, and I tried to do, each unit has its own set of questions, so that's what I did in order to cover the material that I didn't cover in depth. But I don't feel like it was helpful, like in terms of being absolutely ready for that. I just felt like it was kind of like a cram sesh, trying to get as much in as I possibly could, but I wasn't really learning the concepts on a deeper level. And yeah, I actually kind of felt pretty decent going into the exam. I had gone over like the gas laws, I had gone over, like, I just felt like I went over everything, but like surface level, So when I took this exam and I got this 449, let's see if you can see it there, 449 evidence. I was devastated. I was devastated because, I felt like I was killing this exam. In the beginning, it kind of was like, I gotta get the beginning questions right, because I feel like that kind of sets you up for, a better outcome. But anyway, basic sciences, I got a 447. I should preface that the school requires a 450, so I'll just start there. Basic sciences, I got a 447. Equipment, instrumentation, and technology, I got a 452, so they kind of balance. General principles of anesthesia, 466, which is good. And then my biggest downfall, I guess, the reason why I got a 449 was anesthesia for surgical procedures and special populations. I got a 431. So that brought the score down significantly, putting it at a 449. So that being said, I obviously needed to take it again. So I signed up for it right away, because they say, oh, you could take it again and you'll get the same score. So I just kind of relied on the material that I had learned from before, the cramming, and I just did the next 2 weeks of material that was assigned. So I did, I want to say it was unit 7 and 8, and took the exam. But I didn't review the things that I had reviewed in a cram session sort of way. I just did 2 extra units and took the exam. But the portion that I struggled, special populations, I just did the rapid review again. I didn't have time to go through that section in depth. There are a lot of, subsets within that module. So I just did a review of that, and I didn't feel like it was beneficial enough. But anyway, I took the exam on November 16th, and I did worse. I got a 447, and I just felt overall like the test felt harder. I felt like I just kept getting a lot of questions, especially on the valve disorders. I must have been getting those questions wrong, but I didn't review those in depth like I did for the first one. So I feel like I must have forgotten a lot of the anesthesia considerations for those valve diseases. So I just felt like I kept getting those questions. So I said, okay, you know, I know this isn't going well. It just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same. So what I'm going to do is make sure I go in depth on the valve disorders again, because I keep screwing it up. I keep having to like rationalize things instead of actually knowing the content. So I was like, sorry about that. My camera died. So I just wanted to go over the scores for my second attempt. I took this on November 16th. For basic sciences, I got a 454 compared to a 447, so I improved in that section. Equipment, instrumentation, and technology, I got a 458 compared to a 452, so another improvement. Here is where I had a bit of an issue. General principles of anesthesia, I got a 444 compared to a 446, so I went down in that section. And then anesthesia for surgical procedures and special populations, I got the same score, 431. So really there was just some minor improvements, but the rest of the part that was the most important didn't change. So yeah, I kind of knew going into it that this test wasn't going well as I was taking it, and I just felt like I should have reviewed similar to how I reviewed for the first attempt, and then just added the extra 2 sections. But even still, it wasn't enough, and I still didn't cover the section that was the most important that I needed to have gone over, the special populations section, because I just didn't have the time. I was doing clinicals 32 hours a week. I still had capstone going on in the background, and the assignments that they were giving us every week were just quite tedious. So I wasn't able to get through what I needed to get through in order to do well on that exam. But I should have. I really should have prioritized that, and that would have saved me some money. But anyways, moving on. So what I did instead was I decided, you know what, I'm not going to rush this. I'm not going to try my best to get this done at a certain, because they wanted us to have it done by like week 8. I was like, I'm just going to do it on my time. This is important for me and my board prep. So I'm going to take what I need in order to succeed. So I kind of moved it back to the back burner. I finished all the assignments that I had for each coming week. I signed up for this exam to take it in week 15. So this was after all the content was done. So I had essentially had gone in depth in every section on APEX, and I gave myself time to review everything that I'd gone over. Again, I'm still doing 32 hours a week of clinicals, still doing capstone stuff in the background. So it's like, it's really hard to prioritize the time, but this is what I did in order to succeed on my third attempt. So this time I took this on December 13th, so almost a month apart from the second attempt. I finished all the in-depth reviews. I did some rapid reviews on the stuff from the beginning, because that already had gone from the wayside in my brain. Like, it was like just material that I had forgotten. I went over valve disorders in depth twice, and I did a lot of like questions on Prodigy, and I did some I bought that test bank from Apex, the True Learn, that they kind of give you, tailored scores based on your results, and the rationales are great. They're very in depth. So yes, I recommend that that test bank as well. So on this attempt, I took it last week Friday. Today's Wednesday. I got a 456. I needed a 450 to pass. So let's go over the scores. Basic sciences, I don't know what happened here. I went down from a 454 as my highest down to a 421. That's not good. That is not good. But everything else improved substantially, so that's why I was able to maintain that score of 456. Equipment, instrumentation, and technology went up from 458 to a 468. General principles of anesthesia, remember this is the one that I had gone down. I started out at 466, got a 444. This time I got a 489. This was actually my best subject. Strange. And then anesthesia for surgical procedures and special populations, I got a 448. So still not above a 450 for that section, but I still improved from a 431, which was able to get my average of the scores at a 456. So that being said, let's talk reflection on this exam. I actually am quite grateful for it. I had to change my mindset toward the end, having to take this so many times, because you know, this is a 240 question test. It's $280 each attempt. Just give me 1 second. $280 each attempt. So it's grueling, it's intense, there's a lot going on with it, and it just sucks. You know, I'll admit it, it sucks. It does prepare you though. I mean, I feel like I can go into boards with a better mindset, knowing that I've gotten above a 450, because that correlates to passing the boards. You know, I'm glad I don't ever have to take this exam again. In terms of how it correlates to the boards, I guess I'll do a board, you know, reflection video comparing what, you know, how the C exam prepares you for this exam, to let you know how prepared it gets you. But this test is no joke. You just have to give it the time it needs. You can't just get by with knowledge from back then, because it's like a lot of things just you forget. Endocrine disorders, you just forget the electrolytes, imbalances of each. It just happens. Like you can't remember all these things like at the top of your mind. So it's like going over APEX, going over Prodigy, doing practice questions. It's just essential in order to succeed on this exam. It sucks. It's a hard test. So I'm just telling you, give it the time it needs and you will succeed. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support throughout my journey. My next video is going to be a week 16 update video for the semester, and then after that I will do a CRNA school reflection video, kind of like how I do every year. You know, year 1, year 2, I'll do a year 3, and then a full year CRNA reflection video. So camera died again, sorry. Anyway, so that's it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I told you what to expect from me in the coming weeks. I'm just excited. I can't believe I'm actually done with school. Just it feels so good. It feels so good. All right, guys, I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.